Hi, welcome to Monterey's Cooking. I'm John Pisto, and let's say hello to Ken Range.
Good morning, John.
Ken, boy, thank you for having us here. Folks, we are on a 20,000 acre game ranch, okay? And as you can see, this is very early morning. I'm prepared for whatever comes our way. This is a 300 Winchester. It shoots something like this. I tell you, it sure beats my pellet gun. Okay, what we're looking for here are pig, wild boar. And boy, Ken, maybe since you've invited us here, explain to us a little bit about the ranch and the beginnings of it and how long you've been here.
The ranch is located in South San Benito County, and this is an area of California that has not been developed. And I've been on the ranch for roughly 18 years, and we transitioned from mostly cattle to the recreation about 6 years ago. And our hog hunting has done nothing but increase after the drought in California of the 80s and 90s, and here we are.
Mm-hmm. And now you also hunt birds, all different types of birds, pheasants, chukar. These are very organized hunts. These are just guys running out there and shooting like crazy. This is really well done, and in fact, you're sanctioned by the hunting club.
Orvis, we're a Orvis-endorsed wing shooting lodge. We do bird hunting basically from October to the end of April, and then we go into the wild boar hunting, and then we go into deer hunting, and right back into bird hunting.
And you know what? We're maybe an hour away from Monterey, San Jose. I mean, we're really very close to civilization, but this is 20,000 acres. I mean, there's just nothing around us. It's just all pristine. It's just gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful. And it's quite nice. It's first class. It's an absolute first class operation. Why don't you show us around, Ken?
Very
Okay,
well. Let's do it.
Boy, look at this vehicle. Holy smokes. This is amazing. Oop.
Specialized for what we do.
Oh man, I'm ready. Well, Ken, what type of wildlife are we expected to see out here?
The native wildlife we have on the big game side, we have the tule elk, which were introduced in the 80s, and then we have the black-tailed deer, wild boar, and on the small game side, we would have your state bird, the valley quail, and cottontail rabbits, jackrabbits. A little earlier, we saw a doe with a fawn and roadrunner.
That doe was just, you said 2 days old. I mean, I don't think it was more than 5-6 pounds.
It was really able to keep up with its mom.
Just barely. Yeah, that was amazing.
Over here, we have
Look at this.
some pig rooting from last winter, and the pigs are controversial. I mean, this is the damage they do, and they were not an indigenous species. And a lot of the cattlemen get pretty upset because then you have weeds that come back that are choke out the native grasses.
Well, let's talk about this now. This is the native grass. And this is
Wild oats.
Wild oats, there it is. This is what the old country's boys used to sow. Wild oats. That's it.
We just had that little hot spell. This one is already cycled, and here's one that's still green.
I see. Wow. Amazing. There it is, folks. Well, Ken, the actual acreage of this ranch is amazing. What did you say it was?
Over 19,000 acres, and that equates out to 30 plus square miles.
My gosh.
And what we're standing on here is part of the Diablo mountain range. And then to the west, across the valley right here, is the Gavilan mountain range. And beyond that, the Salinas Valley and the Santa Lucias. So we have a pretty magnificent view from right here.
Oh, for one of the best views I've ever had in my life. And exactly right behind us is the very the Pinnacles National Monument, the park.
Correct.
Yes.
And you can see they had a wildfire there last year, and you can see that entire area that was burned during that fire.
Oh yeah. And the ocean is right over the mountains.
Correct.
That's it. Well, now we're going to take you down to the original homestead. Okay, nice Italian people settled here many, many, many years ago. It's be very interesting. Homestead's right there in the corner. Trying to get to it. Well, Ken, my God, this is amazing. This is now tell us a little bit about what was the family that lived that home. This is the homestead.
This is the original homestead of the Venetti family, from what I understand. And obviously, life was a little more difficult in their time than what we have now.
Amazing. And how many, was it 2-3 rooms?
It's 2 rooms.
2 rooms, and where his water source was, of course, the river down here.
And possibly the
creek?
spring running out of here at the time. The original stove.
The original stove, and the mattresses up here. And my God. And now he had the children were born here, or you think this was even before the kids were
well, certainly there were some children that were heirs to this, the original descendants,
or the
original family.
You think they grew up here?
I'm not sure.
So
from here they moved across the river.
Okay.
And there was another home across the river.
And what date do you think this was?
1800s.
1800. My God, amazing. Well, I guess we know they're Italians. There's the old colander for the pasta, better known as a scuola pasta. You know, and look at this stove. And speaking of stoves, it makes me think about cooking. And what do you say? We're starting to get a little hungry?
I think it's time.
I think maybe we ought to head back to the lodge and see if we can't rustle up something. Sounds like a good idea, huh?
It's a good plan.
Okay. Well, Ken, thanks so much for the nice tour around the ranch. It was really something. A lot of I mean, can you hear the hawks? It's incredible. And the ranch is just beautiful. Lodge, it's very, very nice. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome,
Okay.
John. It's
Now,
been a lot of fun.
It has been fun. But now, let's get down to my kind of fun. Let's go cook something. We're going to cook some wild game for you folks, so please stay around. Well, that sure was a lot of fun walking around the ranch, and you know, this ranch is just loaded with game. It's just loaded. I mean, there's boar here, there's turkey, there's quail, rabbits. I mean, all kinds of neat stuff, and a lot of wildlife too, like bobcats, and they say they see them quite often. You know, so. But you know, this has got me hungry, and I thought, you know, Italian nice risotto time. And I figured, well, maybe some nice sausage made from wild boar and risotto. Sounds like it would really team them good. And you know, I brought some of these chestnuts back, and these are dried. And they're dried over fire, and it's going to give that Italian campfire cooking, maybe, huh? So, very simple. Secret to a good risotto, folks. You got to have good mushrooms, and you got to have, and we're using some porcini. And what I've done is reconstituted them. Secret to a good risotto is you got to put a lot of onion in there. And what I'm going to do, I've got onion and shallot. I'm also putting a little carrot this time, and a little bit of celery. Very, very important. Plenty of onion. That's the secret. Now you got to give that time to cook down. It'll take a few minutes. Okay, next step, folks. Here we go. Oh man, I love these pans. Good for you. Okay, see how nice that's cooking up? Now we add the wild boar sausage. Taking it out of the casings, of course. And we'll stir that up real good. Let's put this one back on the fire, and this needs another few minutes. Okay, now this is broken up. You want those vegetables to sweat. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to add the rice, short grain, risotto rice, the real stuff. Okay, then back on the fire, and then give it a little bit more time. Okay, let's add some mushrooms. I'm adding a good cup, and save that beautiful water that it's been soaking in. Now you can soak it in wine. Now, speaking of wine, what should we use here? Now we're using Sterling, of course. An 87 Diamond Mountain Ranch. It's going to probably be the most expensive. Hope Jerry doesn't see us. Oh, man. Don't be shy with the wine, folks. Okay, that's going good. We add this. Everything at once. Now, something a little special. Look at this. These are these chestnuts. They've been smoked, dried and smoked. They have this incredible flavor. Okay. Now we add a nice stock to this, and I'm going to do it a whole different style. I'm going to pour the stock in. I'm going to pour double stock. This works pretty good. And just let that come to a boil. That's going to take about 10 minutes. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look at this, folks. Man alive. Ah, look at this. So we got the sausage in nice chunks. We got the, this isn't garlic. This is chestnuts. The carrots, celery, the porcini, the smell. Of course, we put some of this incredible wine in there. And believe it or not, it comes through. Now, you know, look at this. You know what we call this kind of food? Well, that's all you should eat of this. It's too rich. Then I got some real Reggiano Parmigiano. And you grate a little bit of this all over, like that. Folks, you got a little bit of heaven with the red wine, and I would use the same wine that we cooked with. I tell you, very good. Okay, let's do the next one. When we come back, I'm going to show you how to cook duck breast. Boy, this risotto is worth making, folks. Search out wild boar sausage. You know what? I bet you it's not that hard to find. Make it. It's very, 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 very good. Okay. We're on this beautiful spread, right? 20,000 acres. All this beautiful game. Now I'm going to show you how to do duck. All right? Now, I've been seeing this duck in, this is called the Muscovy duck. This is raised mostly for the foie gras, the livers. And what they do after is they sell the duck in pieces. And this is the breast. There, it looks like a piece of meat. And you kind of treat this like you would a piece of meat. What you do first, you trim the fat off, and then you prick it all over with a real sharp fork. Get your pan real hot. Okay, real hot. Because you want to sear it, and you want to lose some of the fat. Okay, let that go just like that. Now, what I'm going to team it up with, duck and orange, the very French, classic French. In the store today, I found some kumquats. Kumquats are a very unusual fruit in that they are sweet and they're bitter. You see? They're sweet and they're sour, I guess. That's a better word. And this will make a very nice sauce. We're going to team it up with some game stock. And that's going good. Put a little salt on it. See, we want this to get nice and brown. And this you're going to treat like a steak, because you're going to cook it. You're going to cook it, and you're going to serve this medium rare. That's right. Salt and pepper it. Okay. Salt takes a couple minutes. We'll give it another few minutes. Okay, you see, this is very easy to cook. All you got to do is just cook them on the high flame. Get the fat rendered off the skin, because you want the skin real crispy. And like I said, you got to eat these rare to medium, rare to medium. All right, now we'll make the sauce. We'll pull these off. We'll let that rest a little bit. Now we've got some of the fat. I'm going to leave the fat in there because I want it. Now we're going to do some shallot. Got shallot, garlic, and some onions, and some thyme. Do a little salt and pepper. I'm going to splash some of this great sterling wine on it. Reduce it down. I've already cut some kumquats. I got some game stock. I'm going to put it in that. Okay, I've already done the game stock. Okay, this is what it looks like. See? And now we're going to put some jam. This is orange marmalade. We want this a little bit on the sweet side. And to make sure it stays sweet, a little bit of balsamic. Then we marry the two together. Let that thicken up. Okay, here we go. Now you see how this is reduced down? Boy, that's a rich looking sauce. My gosh. Put a little bit in the middle. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We've got to thank Ken. We've got to thank NOLA Range, our host. my fief, our chef, and all my helpers that came down here, Cheryl, Kareem, Stevie Boy. This was a hard shoot, boys. Sorry, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And look at this kitchen we got to cook in. And we got to show people this beautiful area. It was a good shoot. And look at this. I mean, this looks like a piece of meat. Look, nice and crunchy on the outside. You know, you decorate it a little bit with some of this good-looking thyme. And you know what? You got a dish that'll cost you $30 in a restaurant. You see? That's all it takes. So I showed you 2 nice wild game dishes, or game dishes. The risotto and the Muscovy duck made with the kumquat sauce. I hope you enjoy it.